Nicola Sturgeon broke ranks with Downing Street after she prematurely announced that the coronavirus lockdown measures will continue for some weeks to come, just hours before the emergency COBRA committee makes a decision on the UK-wide lockdown measures. SNP leader and Scottish First Minister Nicola Sturgeon appeared to break ranks with No 10 this afternoon after she made a stunning announcement during First Minister's questions. Scottish Tory leader Jackson Carlo questioned Ms Sturgeon on whether Scotland would come out of the lockdown measures in lockstep with the four nations of the UK. She responded by claiming there is no likelihood of these measures being lifted after the Easter weekend, breaking with Downing Street's claims. Ms Sturgeon explained, "I don't want these measures to be in place for a single minute, but, equally I don't want to come out of these measures prematurely in a way that will do damage, that will see the virus spiral out of control. That could see our NHS potentially overwhelmed, and more lives lost. I want to clarify that there is no likelihood of these measures being lifted after the Easter weekend. COBRA will likely meet again next week to think about the exit strategy. But it is likely these restrictions will be in place for some weeks to come yet." Jackson Carlo had asked, "Everyone wants to know when it will end. People understand that we may be living under the lockdown for some weeks yet. When Scotland is ready, can the First Minister confirm that the decision to come out of lockdown will be part of a four-nation strategy across the UK and that the country will come out of the…" Ms Sturgeon said she hopes the UK will be able to come out of this in an orderly way that protects health in a unified way. She added that we have to be mindful about the different spread of the virus across the different nations and regions. Ms Sturgeon appeared to jump the gun on her claim of a lockdown extension, prior to the emergency COBRA committee meeting later. Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab, who is acting on behalf of the PM, is set to chair the virtual meeting where ministers, including from Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, will look at evidence from scientists on the impact of the measures. Despite Ms Sturgeon's remarks, a formal decision on how long the lockdown will remain in place is not expected this week. The UK government were said to be furious that Wales had already extended its lockdown measures before the COBRA meeting. Welsh Health Minister Vaughan Gething, who will take part in the COBRA meeting, told the BBC there was virtually zero prospect of government experts advising that it was safe to lift the lockdown, adding the measures would continue for a number of weeks. He told BBC Breakfast it was important to be straight with the public, saying that if we don't provide a clear message then people might be under the impression the lockdown measures might be lifted next week. A UK government source told the BBC we were surprised that the Welsh government decided to jump the gun with their own plans.